This is the weekly webinar for September 11th, 2014. Here are the current conditions as of 10 a.m. across the country. You might notice that blue line, that's the cold front. You may have seen some discussion on that on the evening news or the weather. It is indeed a pretty strong cold front with temperatures in the 50s and 40s, even a few 30s if you look back towards the northern plains and the western U.S. We'd love to see this come down, but as you'll see in the next slide or two, I'm calling this the not-so-cold front. By the time it gets here, the front is probably expected to weaken. There will be some impacts as the front moves into the state tonight and tomorrow. But as far as temperature, not so much. Here's a look at what we're expecting for high temperatures on Friday. And again, it looks like temperatures in the upper 80s and lower 90s, maybe even some mid-90s areas south of Macon tomorrow. And on Saturday, as the front is progressing through the state, actually it's going to be weakening. So temperatures are not expected to fall much. Temperatures in the mid to upper 80s, maybe some readings near 90 south of Macon. And on Sunday, it still looks like temperatures in the 80s for the most part across the state. Here's another way to look at the temperature forecast for the weekend. This is from a short-range ensemble forecasting system, which runs about 21 different computer models within one package and displays an average on the screen. What you're looking at is temperature, following a time series with starting with Friday and then Saturday and then Sunday. You can see the high temperatures on Friday and Saturday are going to be still in the mid and upper 80s that we're forecasting, and even on Sunday they're going to be dropping a little bit, but still for the most part in the 80s. Low temperatures are also going to remain fairly warm with readings in the 70s. So unfortunately, not much relief from the heat we were hoping for with this front. But as I mentioned earlier, there will be some impacts, of course, as the front moves into a warm, unstable air mass like we've had the last week or so. Showers and thunderstorms are a good bet. We've been kind of fortunate the last 2 days or so with some break in our stormy pattern we've had the last week or two. But they should return this afternoon in far northern areas of the state today. But expanding across most of the area this weekend. Friday and Saturday may be the highest chances of seeing a thunderstorm where you are, and a little bit higher chances in North Georgia as opposed to Middle Georgia. You can see on this map, this is a total rainfall forecast through Sunday starting today, and values there north of Augusta approaching 4 inches on average, so pretty significant rainfall could be seen in some areas. We can't forget about the tropics this time of year. We are in the peak of tropical activity climatologically the first week of September here, and we're watching 2 areas at the Hurricane Center. One is well out in the Atlantic. The red area is a greater than 50% chance of development, and indeed this has become a tropical depression just in the last hour or so. It's being monitored by the Hurricane Center. It could turn into a named storm later today or possibly tomorrow. Luckily, this is forecast to remain well out to sea east of the United States and Bermuda as well. The other area we're watching is east of Florida that has about a 30% chance at this time of development. It's weak. There's a satellite image I've shown here on the right. You can kind of see east of Florida. Not much precipitation, just a little bit of clouds, maybe some showers right now, but we're watching it closely. It could intensify and track into the Gulf, but right now it's a lot of indications are showing that it's not going to amount to much. So as far as a quick outlook for the area, what I've got on the screen is just for Atlanta. You can kind of adjust your forecast to your local area as needed, or always you can go to weather.gov and type in your zip code or your city and state of interest. Get the forecast that's always updated. But as it stands now, like I mentioned, in Atlanta, the highest chances are going to be Friday and Saturday as the front drifts a little closer to us. Better moisture and instability will be also in place at this time. There could be some strong storms. Definitely lightning will be a threat, heavy rain, and maybe some isolated areas of flash flooding. We're not expecting a lot of wind aloft. Maybe Saturday a little bit less risk of flash flooding as storms kind of move along, but certainly today in far north Georgia this afternoon and tomorrow afternoon and evening could be some risk of very heavy rainfall. Temperatures are going to moderate after the weekend a little bit. Some of this may be just computer models that when they're a little uncertain of what's going to happen, they start tending towards what's normal for this time of year, which is the lower 80s. We should be in the lower 80s and maybe the mid 80s in some areas this time of year, and we've been quite a bit warmer than that the last few days. So hopefully a little bit less rainfall and a little bit cooler temperatures after we get through the weekend. All right, quick summary. A weakening cold front to our north is going to push into the state tonight and tomorrow. We're going to see a good chance of afternoon and evening thunderstorms, maybe 60 to 70% in some areas of North Georgia, especially tomorrow. But a good chance anywhere in the state, even middle Georgia, was probably going to see a shower or thunderstorm at some point this weekend. Locally heavy rain, lots of lightning could be a big threat. Maybe some isolated flooding on Friday and Saturday, but we'll keep an eye on it for you. Slightly cooler temperatures the rest of next week, a little bit lower chance of rainfall, but probably still a few isolated storms around. And that's about it. Not seeing any other hazards at this time for the area. And before I sign off, I just want you to join us in remembering those fallen and those who sacrificed to save others on this day 13 years ago in 9/11.